You know what I think it's probably all I ever wanted to be was a coach. I mean, I tested the waters with other things, but I always came right back to coaching.
So third season with the Bruins now. How has your coaching style and approach changed since you arrived in Westwood?
That's a good question because it has changed. I'm still very demanding, but I think that I understand this age group a little bit better. And so maybe I have a little bit more patience, you know. I understand their attention span is not as great as maybe the professional players that I work with. I still try to push them through that. I think that we have to have this amazing commitment, this amazing focus to achieve our goals, and that has to start with me.
So you mentioned coming over from the NFL. Would you say that has been the biggest adjustment, is getting used to their age difference?
Yeah, age difference and level of maturity. You know, and the fact that these guys have so many distractions in their lives that maybe NFL players don't have, especially during the season. In the NFL, you can focus on one thing, and really that's football, and then go home to your family. At this level, they've got school. They're trying to adjust socially. You know, they're still trying to find their way in the world as young people. They've got to focus on football. You know, they might have a math test on Friday and a game against Southern Cal on Saturday. And so I find myself being more of a father figure mentor than a football coach. And I don't mind that. I like it. You know, I think that's what I'm supposed to do.
What keeps you motivated, keeps you driven day in and day out to not only succeed on the football field, but also be that mentor to those guys?
Well, I like to compete, number one. I love to compete at the highest level, and I want us to, you know, reach our potential and be a great football team. You know, when I don't have competition in my life, I go stale. You know, it's all I've ever done is coach football. But as you ask what has changed for me, it's just that my responsibilities, I feel, in my job have grown. In college football, yeah, you're judged on wins and losses, but you're also judged on the fact that your players, they either are or they aren't getting their degrees and succeeding in school. They either are or aren't creating a future for themselves beyond football. They either are or aren't become socially responsible. And it's your responsibility, it's my responsibility to make sure that they're not only becoming good football players, but the young men that their parents dreamed that they'd be. And so my role's expanded, and I like that. Like, that motivates me. You know, I'm a dad, I have 4 kids. Now I have 124 kids. So I like it. It's those players that kind of taught me the lessons. I've been around 19 members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Either coached them as position coach, head coach, or on a staff. And you know, you're around a guy like Ronnie Lott or Jerry Rice or Steve Young, and you come to understand just how hard it is to be great and just how much commitment it takes to be great. And hopefully just watching those guys and being able to absorb the way they were, their work ethic, their attitude, you know, the way they approach their craft, I can kind of convey that to these guys and help them reach their potential.
It's no surprise you grew up in a household where coaching blood runs thick, right? How did your dad or you know, being at home, how did that influence you to be the coach you are today?
In talking to my dad after he got done coaching, he told me at one point, and he might not even remember this, he said, I wish I'd have gotten to know my players a little bit better. And so I listened to that and I heard him, and I've tried to, you know, build a deeper relationship than just a player-coach relationship with the players I've coached. You know, have some empathy towards them, understand what their lives are about, and I think that those are the things I've learned.
How much sleep do you get during the season?
I would say 5 hours to 6. You know, I don't ever sleep a lot. I'm a night owl, and we start early, so it really doesn't mesh.
If an opponent or someone who's not familiar with your program came to practice or came around UCLA football, what do you hope that they'd say when they walk away?
That we are extremely organized, extremely disciplined, extremely focused, that they've never seen a team work as hard, say as little, that it's run like a professional environment. You know, I want them to walk away and say, that didn't look like a college team, that looked like an NFL team.